Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Showboat and today is Thursday, October 8th, 2020. For those of you watching the VODs on YouTube, please be sure to do all of the social and engagement stuff below the video. And you can, of course, support me on Patreon through patreon.com/otakushowboat if you are so inclined and able. I am joined today by Ollie on the back of my chair. He's sleepy boy. I've got big ol' Ollie right behind me. I need to be very careful with Ollie on the back of the chair because he has been naughty boy. Yesterday he was very naughty boy as I was recording my Factorio series, the last 7 videos that I needed to record before going on my quote unquote break next week. Yeah, he has been doing what Dolly has done, which is trying to get onto the back of the green screen, getting climbing up the green screen. But he's also been doing something even more obnoxious, which is grabbing at the light that is sitting right above me. He has been reaching up and grabbing that box light up there, trying to force his head, I guess, take off the front cover of the box light and just stick his head in the light while the light's on. I'm like, aren't you blind from that? Isn't that blinding? Hi, big yawn. Big yawn from the kitty. That's a big paw. That's big paws on the screen. No! Get off the screen. Get off the screen. Ah. Last thing I need is more holes in that screen behind me from the kittens and their claws. So, yes, as I was saying, I have recorded Factorio up through part 37 at this point, which will take us all the way through, I think, the 23rd of October. So you can look forward to all of that. In terms of progression, I've gotten to the point where I am processing mineral water. That's your preview. At that point in time, that final video on the 23rd that I have previously recorded, I have processed mineral water into lithium. I've done a lot of other stuff in the meantime, but I have done the lithium processing, and there's a little bit of a problem in the lithium processing in that it can take productivity modules. It uses chlorine and hydrogen chloride, and it returns chlorine on the lithium step, which means with productivity, you get chlorine for free by running that cycle. You break the laws of thermodynamics. So yeah, that's a thing. I pointed that out in my videos, so you'll get to see when that comes up in a couple of weeks. I will be gone next week, and I have recorded so that I have time to recover, basically, for that following week. But yeah, I will. This will be the final stream until the 20th, the stream day on the 20th. So I will be missing 4 streams going forward on the 11th, the 13th, the 15th, and the 18th. 4 of the regularly scheduled streams. Just so everyone is aware, this will be our last stream for a little while of Space Angels. So, let's do as much as we possibly can in this 3 hours. Because I know that by the time I get back, everything will be forgotten. Everything will be forgotten. Right before I started streaming today, I went in to the save here, and I've added a whole bunch of stuff to the to-do list. Yeah, we need to do a lot. We need to do a lot. Now that I have access to Rails, I need to get all my stuff on Rails, and I need to, like, make a fuel stop and all of that. In fact, I think the first thing we're actually going to do today is mine coal to set up a fuel stop for my trains. And that I think is priority 1, followed then by getting the mining on all of the remaining ore types. Remember last time we ended off, I had set up this rail line all the way out to a sapphirite ore patch, and I started mining on the sapphirite, loading up into a train. I set up a train station right here on this crotinium that I do plan on tapping into at some point. And I've marked the other patches I was really considering mining and tapping into, all that good stuff along the way. As Ollie is being naughty! Ollie! Dabba! As Ollie is being naughty and clawing at my green screen behind me. I'm going to imagine that I'm going to need more power at some point while doing all this mining, so I have this on the list. I need to scale up my power pretty considerably. Ollie? No. No, 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 no. Do not go for that light. I know what you're doing. Just do not go for that light. Now he's off. He's off to the side. He's going to visit the window. I am going to separate literally everything. Okay, I'm going to separate literally everything into individual factories. So even though down here, after the crushing, I'm like, okay, let's do the ore sorting and then processing, iron, steel, processing. This is actually going to be several things, several factories, because I've decided, relatively arbitrarily, but I have decided that I am going to do my processing at the very least into ingots, loading ingots onto trains and casting separately. There is a reason to do this, and that is so that I can actually more easily do the various different types of metal mixing, ingot mixing for making the molten stuff. There are improved Angel's recipes that take multiple ingot types to improve molten output of specific types of molten things. And of course, there are alloys like bronze and brass to make Invar as well. And I think a few others, cobalt steel, stuff like that. So I will need to be able to easily make those, and I think the only easy way to make those is if I have all of the ingots, individual ingots, provided onto my train network. This also gives me a reason to do, like, magnesium or manganese. Manganese, that's the one. To do ore sorting for this stuff. Is there, like, an individual ore sorting for magnesium? Or manganese, excuse me? No. Why? Why is there no individual ore sorting for manganese? That would be useful, because manganese can get added into aluminium, iron, titanium, and steel to improve the output of these things. Like, excuse me. But it's not the best, I think, for the most part. The manganese recipes are not the best output. You can safely skip it, and yeah, so I think I will do just that, to be completely honest. The titanium molten has a much better with cobalt and chrome, or aluminium and tin. So yeah, there is no real reason to go into manganese, I think. But you can see, just as an example, cobalt, steel, nickel, molten steel, 360, or tungsten powder with steel and chrome. Like, there's good reason, good reason to get into these various things. Is there an individual chrome? No, of course not. Why would there be? Why would there be an individual chrome recipe? So, yeah, I think that there are mods that add the individual ore sorting for those types of things. I think Mad Clowns actually adds in the individual ore sorting recipes for those. if I'm not completely mistaken. So Mad Clowns is a completely separate author who has made extensions to angels. Basically, that's how I tend to think about it. It's extensions for angels. It adds a few more ore types, like galena, which if you know galena, that's actually the normal way you get lead is as that mineral of galena. But yeah, it ends up, I think, making things easier ultimately for all of the added Mad Clowns ore types. So I'm happy to just stick with this for now. Anyway, let's get into progression. I am going to need all of the rail that I cannot apparently put away. I'm fine. Be that way, game. So the problem with rail is that you cannot actually click it to put it into the vehicle. I just pulled everything out of the vehicle, although I think I want all of the rail ever in the vehicle. Give all the rail. And give me the wonderful stuff known as big electric poles. I need lots of those. Lots. All of them. Every single one. I also need, like, to not have that sulfur on me. As well as maybe not have the logistic bot stuff on me for now. I also, last time, just as another note, outside of mining sapphirite, initial mining of sapphirite, and outside of placing all of these rails, I had to wait around a fair bit to actually get a supply of rails after providing a sufficient supply of consistent stone. So in that time period where I was waiting on rails, I decided, let's try to make a consistent supply of sulfuric acid. And that is what I did. I built this mess of a thing. So what is this mess of a thing? This mess of a thing is clean coal, processing into coke by washing crushed coal into coke, outputting sulfuric wastewater that gets processed into sulfur, and then sulfur getting processed into sulfuric acid in the normal way. This process makes coke that we have to deal with somehow. Well, as it turns out, coke can get processed into carbon by adding some steam. Well, we can use our coke to make the steam to make carbon. Carbon can then get added to purified water to make carbon monoxide. That can then get vented in flare stacks. So the way in which one can relatively easily actually void coke is to convert it to carbon, convert the carbon to carbon monoxide, and void the carbon monoxide, and that is your coke void. It's also a coal void, technically speaking, but yeah, it's the way to void a solid fuel of this category. Just point of note right there. Am I making mining drills in here? Like, at all? I would like, I think, to make some mining drills. And I would also actually like to have a, like, setup. I need to break this. A setup that's along the lines of this. That I can just copy. That is outside, really? Really? And I just threw away all my doohickeys. Of course I did. Here. Place it. Thank you. So I can grab this, and that is my blueprint now. I'll put this in game blueprints and shove it onto my hotbar. You have a mission. You are going to make me mining drills and level 2 mining drills. So I will do that request first. Now, unfortunately, if I were to shift right-click, or shift right-click on this assembling machine and shift left-click on this requester chest, it will replace all of these filters rather than add it. Or will it add? It will add. Oh, thank God, it will add, but it won't add. It won't keep adding, for some reason. For some reason, it won't keep adding. Apparently, steel gear wheels are a thing that I need here. Well, alrighty then. Steel gear wheels it is. Where do those live? Here. Gib. Everything. Gib it all. Yeah, like, I want more. More is more. I want more. Really, no iron gear wheels available either? Yeah, I guess so. I'm not actually making iron gear wheels here. Oh. Assembling machines! Assemble! Yep, iron. All the iron. Make stuff. And things. So that will give me the mining drills that I need. In the meantime, I will need to go out and start doing stuff. Yeah. I want to have Mark IIs, just all Mark IIs from here on out. So as soon as these start going, there'll be a bot that comes and delivers into the thing. I probably want, like, more of this stuff getting automated. Yes, let's... Oh, it's here. It's just not being made. Why? Stone bricks not being brought down. That's... I put this belt here because of stone bricks. This is meant to be stone bricks. Let's go ahead and take care of that real quickly, and then we can keep adding on to the rail system. Could use a lot more of this. Because I have stone bricks, they're being produced and thrown into a chest at the moment. I can just shove them into a bigger chest. Down a belt line. That is what I will do right here. It's all the way up over here somewhere. Somewhere over the rainbow. Oh yeah, that's useful. And that's the line. There you go. Bricks! That will create all the things that I need that need the bricks in the mall. Okay, let's get the stuff going. I need to set up these train stations. I need to grab a whole bunch of signals. Rail signals. Hi. I need, like, all of you. And a few of you. Vehicle, you're going to take some of these signals as I continue to grab, like, everything. And that should be good for this moment in time. And off we go. Okay, I need to determine where I want to have intersections. Because if I'm going to mine this Givelite, I'm going to need some sort of an intersection here into my station, and I'm going to need something for the Rubite as well. I'm thinking a straight line going to the right with 2 stations, probably a station right here and a station over here. So what that will mean is setting up a 4-way intersection there with a station. Oddly enough, that is the correct station to use here. But I need some adjustments, shall we say, because this isn't necessarily designed for this spacing, it's designed for that spacing, and I don't have sight completely, but so as we know, that is what's going to go there. And that's going to go that way. As for mining of these things, we're just going to have to keep going south for the moment. Maybe I'll get a line out this way to do the station over here. Right there-ish. For the coal. And then I'll keep going down and over for the other stuffs. Because this is supposed to be like a main line here. Not primary of primary. The line that is supposed to go north-south forever. And since I don't have water enabled, it can go north and south forever. And ever and ever. Until I reach the extents of the map, which will be basically forever. It will take a long, long, long time. Oh hey, that's a big Givelite coming up. In a good spot, too. Huh. Huh! Gee, I wonder what I should tap into. Yeah. Die. Not that one. There was also a good rubite right way up there. Huh. Good to know. Good to know. Temporarily, what I'm going to do is put a U-turn here. Because one of the downsides of this particular blueprint book is the lack of ability for trains to get back to a starting place. Here is it lacks looping back. Yeah, I think I want you right in there. Great thing about this grid alignment is it makes it so easy for placement and spacing. It makes spacing just perfect. Perfect always. Align to grid on absolute spacing. Is this the correct one? No. Of course it's not. Because I didn't remove the incorrect one. Or I didn't make a correct one. That's the correct one. It kept all the stupidity as well off the edges. That's unfortunate. Oh well. Fine, we'll use the incorrect one for now. Just adjust the wires. We need to adjust the power poles. Though as I get better power poles, I will eventually be able to just run an upgrade planner on this and get the better reach. There you go. That's how you do that. So this is the station for Gibbolite. Supply Gibbolite ore 1. Depot Gibbolite ore 1. There you go. Ta-da! There's Jiv. All placed. Remembering right now I'm just waiting on the Mark II mining drills to be produced, so I am just going around and tapping into various things. This is actually a very convenient steertite. Very convenient. A lot more convenient than this, but this is 6 billion units. 6 billion units. Yeah, I think I like. I also need more radars. I need radar in my life. The darest of rays. And there are mark levels of these, of course, to think about. You are going to be placed there to fully reveal the entire ore patch for me. In that whole area. That will go there. And we'll get what we can along the way going up this line. But I want another line going out probably right about here. And this is going to be... Oof. I'd rather not go over that Crotinium patch. So I think this is going to cut it quite close. But we're going to have this right here. 4-way intersection. It's a good place, I think, to go left and right with my rails. Just arbitrarily deciding. Not building in a grid, of course. We're doing this like my Factorio series, pretty much, where we're building naturally. Building out to various resources, building out lines to place factory areas without any given set spacing between them. Having a grid is okay to give yourself a very dedicated amount of space for a specific purpose or set of purposes, but from what I've noticed, it ends up being not very space efficient in the end. Just because there are lots of things, lots of processes that don't use all the space, that don't use anywhere near the amount, all of the space. So it can end up being detrimental. This ends up being a bit more compact. Now, I also want one of these loops over here for the moment. Alright, then I need to think about, well, where am I going to do these stations? Which stations am I going to use for the various things? I think for this purpose, I will have you. I guess I can use the fixed one. Right there. Nice that it comes with radar built in. Probably don't have all the supplier stations I need. As I run out of supplier stations. Huzzah. That's just experience telling me, oh hey, you're probably gonna run out of those soon. You know, I'm gonna do a full thingy here to lead up to the Bobmonium station. The thrilling joy of watching rails get placed. Alright, for this, I will have probably be forced to use the other type. Okay, I can actually place this, like, right in here. Right there is where I want it, but I need to trim some of this. Probably have to trim more of this. You know, I want it there. Let's get rid of more. There we go. That is good. Yep, that should work. Hey, vehicle, give some rail. Now the other thing is this power pole set. Oh, I am out of nanobots. I need some nano ammo. Also, apparently I got a whole bunch of this stupidity of gardens. It must have been in the way. Well, up we go. Back again to the mall to pick up some stuff. Mall / main bus. I need to think about whether or not I want to just completely abandon this particular mall once I do get access to more bots, or do I want to add a train station to actually feed this and just keep growing this here. I think I'll keep growing this here, bring in a train station, replace something or other. Now, I need to grab this. Yep, all of it. All of it's good. I like all. Concept of all of the everything. How many of these guys do we currently have? 81. Good. We are growing. Where did I park? Here. A vehicle. I need you to hold on to a few things for me. Just a few things. Get rid of all of that stuff from my inventory, please. I don't need to hold on to all of this stuff. Especially when I can start holding on to other stuff like these. May as well refill on rail while I'm here. Excuse me, but what? And why won't it let you... won't it let you switch what you're holding? Why will it not let you switch what you're holding? Anyway, off we go to continue building all of these train stations. The intent, I think, is that I will be ticking off all of these check marks once I, like, wrap up and finish all of these stations. We're just going around placing the stations first, and then worrying about everything else. Anything else. Yeah, you can go there. I didn't actually bring any, supply stations. That's okay. I'll restock at some point. Okay, that reveals that area, which is great. Apparently nobody cares. I wanted this, but I think I'm gonna not that one. That's a really good one. That is, of course, a really good one, but it's only 860M. This is 4.5G. I'm going to go and tap into that one. I have this Rubite marked. This is a bigger, better, I think, overall. As is this one. This one's really good. Near another Mine Me on coal. I think I'm gonna, just for the sake of bringing a line out this way, tap into that Rubite. It's a little bit not nice. It's a little not nice. Just because of its shape. The shape is real. Alright, I'm gonna do this one. And not this one. I don't like the shape. That's the only reason I don't like it, how it's shaped. Okay, grab those supplier stations while I'm here. I don't really need all the requester stations, but I should be good on everything else. I will need loaders, bulk rail loaders too, as I continue building all this stuff. There will be bigger train stations as we go along that will need some additional loaders, and we'll use a lot more rail segments. Off we go over in this direction. Did I ever actually change the setting on resource generation? I think so. This is looking a little bit more sparse out in this direction, but oh well. I think I toned down the setting on RSO. 0.3 resource chance, yeah. Maybe I should make it 0.1, see what happens with a 10% chance of spawning a thing. Of anything. Oh, these are all Mark 1 drills. I need to upgrade those to Mark 2s. At some point. Okay, I need to figure out my station of choice. Probably that one. Just because this is a little bit awkward. I could do it anyway, just make them... Is that even possible? I don't think so. I think this is the closest I can do. By placing that like that there and doing a UE. Need a three-way intersection right there. Oh, and a whoops. U-turn there. That's what I want. I wanted the U-turn here. At minimum. But I also got this train station snuck in. Alright, get everything placed. Yet again, I've used the not fixed version of this. That's the only thing I need to do to fix it. Just slightly shift over those power poles. Off you go. And that just leaves, I think, the Rubite to tap into. Or to get the train station placed for. I need a radar, of course. And I need to place that for coverage. Yeah. This is fine. I did mark this as Mind Me, but I will tap into it when I need it. I'm clearly tapping into this one right now. And this is going to be the Rubite. So onwards and upwards we shall go from here. The stuff. The trees. The awful, awful, awful trees. Oh my god, that's a big forest. Hello, forest. Nice to see you. Well, at least with the nanobots. Oh god, my inventory's gonna get full because of these nanobots bringing me stuff. Termite bots are a thing that can very easily destroy all of these trees. But, and they have been fixed, actually. They used to destroy everything indiscriminately, but I think that has been updated now. So that they're not so indiscriminate with what they destroy. There was a big problem with using them to clear stuff, clear the trees near rails on the termite bots, but pretty sure that's been fixed. Pretty sure that's been fixed. It used to destroy the rails on you, which was slightly problematic. Ever so slightly problematic. Rock, I guess, or trees in the way. All the things in the way of my magnificent glory. Come on. Come on, rail. This is the last mining station to place. Then we have to mine everything. Yay. I think I went a little overboard there. Yeah, just a little. So I really would like this to be here. And this is built to be upgradable, by the way. It can be upgraded to a different type of intersection. Just so we are all aware of that. And we are just about good to go here. Just have to do our adjustment, as we've been doing, on those few power poles. And this will be the end. Huzzah! Do I have a radar? No, and I can't make one. Very sad. Very, very sad. Okay, let's start mining. I guess. Or actually, let's finish placing these rails that somehow didn't actually get placed. Nanobots need to do their job better. That would be a rock. That would be my rock finder working very well today. How is my fuel? Bad. Good thing we're about to make stuff. Get stuff. Get coal. All the coal. Ever. Okay. Supplying coal 1. Depot for coal 1. And I guess it's at this point, now that I have a few train stations, that I can start naming train stations after people. So if you are watching on Twitch, just a reminder that for my salt grains channel points, I do have a redeem reward of it's at 10,000 now to redeem the name. That's just so that folks could clear out a whole bunch of their channel points all in one go, because there were people collecting like 60,000+ at a time. I think I'll be reducing that probably to like 2K-ish at some point, probably for when I get back from my break. I think 2K is pretty fair, I think, for that train station name. Essentially, it just appends your name to the end. But first will come the patrons. I want to, this time around, have my patrons be first, just like in that Factorio playthrough. Because they're my patrons, they need their names on things. Okay, I need to grab this. And yellow belts are 30 per second. In this playthrough, I need to constantly remind myself of that. So up I go with a line of 15. There's my line of my yellow belt of stuffs. And for this, it's going to be powered like so. That is ever so slightly unfortunate on the spacing there. But this setup is consistent. I like doing it like this. It makes it so that I don't need to have extra space. Load in like that. Actually load in like that. I should have another 30. I can place right next door, just like that, back to back. Do I plan on using LTN? No, I am using the train supply manager. That is what I'm using. I always use train supply manager. I never use LTN. Mainly performance stuff, but I don't like LTN. I prefer, and like these stations have been built around the concept of using train supply manager. That my inherent design is around that. Speaking of, locomotive with wagons. And I need fuel. Hey, fuel, hi. Hello, fuel. Fuel is good. You. Coal. Supply. Depot. Full cargo. Circuit condition. I'm not going to tell it to go yet. Because, well, while I'm here, while a train is here, we are producing coal right. So I may as well fill the train with coal. Let it get filled. / refilled. So this train should never need to go and refuel, because it's always going to have coal. This is going to be my train supplying the fuel stops. We need to place a couple of fuel stops around the place as well. I don't have another 30. I have 23 more mining drill Mark IIs, so I can't add another bunch. Cannot add another bunch. Sad. Very sad. This is also going to take a really long time, I think, to fill. This is 60 slots times 2. 120 slots divided by 60 items per second is, or, 120 slots times 200 items per stack, then divided by 60 items per second. So 400 seconds, which is 6 2/3 minutes. Yeah, we can safely cut that down to 2 full stacks, or 2 full lines of stuff, and there you go. See, it needed to do it's that stupid loop-de-loop thing. Get back. Like, why? Why you do this? I can safely say that I've mined coal at this point, and I need to define coal on the sourcing priorities. Where is coal? It is under petrochemical refining. Sure. Fine. Depot for coal. And of course, I'm not just going to have 1 locomotive, I am going to have 3 locomotives. Auto magic. Go back. Why do you always do that to me? Always, without fail, it does that. There we go. Hello. Beautiful train. Loading up. Yeah, it wants to refuel. But there's no fuel stop 1. Not yet, anyway. There will be shortly. I am not going to sit around and wait for these 2 lines of stacks to fill up. I'm going to move on, leave it at 2 trains for now, and add in my fuel stops around the place. So where ideally do I want fuel stops? Probably I want one here. And I definitely want one around here somewhere. Probably right here. And that should be good for now. So, what does a fuel stop look like? A fuel stop looks like... Well, do I not actually have a fuel stop? I do not actually have a fuel stop. So we need to design a fuel stop. It looks very similar to this. A fuel stop is simply a modification of this. So let me head on out right around here-ish, just arbitrary placement. Get a T intersection. Have the bots build the stuff. How's the rail doing? Not good, but I think we have enough at least for this. So this does not need any supply stations. So all of that can just immediately go away. It does need a requester station for the fuel. Move you over. It gets to there, and then you get over. There. Nanobots, there you go. Okay, I need loader. Actually, I need the full requester station. This is the first time placing the actual requester station, so I need to, like, make sure that I undo and do that, and get the wires all placed. Wires! Yeah, that's a good thing to have on the hotbar. Right there. With power. There you go. So, this is the first time having this circuit setups done in this playthrough, so as per usual, I need to review what this actually does and what it means. So, the contents of the bulk rail unloaders here, these are basically warehouses. The contents of these is going to be read by these wires, and it's going to read the total amount of coal. The signal is going to be coal. That signal is going into this first arithmetic combinator as whatever, coal, each here. It doesn't matter what the signal is, it's just going to take that signal and divide that by 4,000. So whatever the coal signal is in this case, it'll get divided by 4,000 first. And then that number, that whole number, mind you, rounded whole number, because circuits don't use partial values of numbers, it only deals in whole numbers. It gets output as the value of x in this, and then a cable, a wire, it goes from the output to the input of this next arithmetic combinator, and then I say 2 minus this value of x that we have determined is going to be output as p. 2 minus x to p. That value of p is then compared against the number of trains on the way, and I do need to make this very important change here. Because if the number of trains on the way is less than or equal to that value of p, which is 2 minus x, then the number of trains on the way will add until this is not met. Actually, I think I need the less than. I always confuse myself with this logic, but when the trains on the way ends up being, say, 3, then this will no longer be enabled if it's less than. Yes, so if it's less than or I always confuse myself. So it's gonna bring trains here. If the value of p is 2, because x is 0, I don't want trains, and I always confuse which one is which. But anyway, this is going to request the train so long as p exists as a value, and when p is 0, I don't want a train, because then it's going to bring trains until train is... Yeah, so if p is 0, I want the number of trains... If the number of trains on the way is 0, I want this to be off. And I think having the less than is correct here. Because p can go negative, and it won't bring trains when it's negative, obviously, because you can't have less than 0 trains on the way. But if there's 0 trains on the way and p is 1, well, then it'll iterate until the number of trains on the way is greater than 1, so that 2 is less than whatever this value is. Or 2 is greater than this. Blah. Once it makes the condition false, it'll stop. I am confusing myself now. I've done a better job in the past of explaining it. But regardless, I need a different train station added onto this. That's going to be the station that the trains actually go to. And this needs to be a very specific type of train station with a very specific name called Train Stop 1. Glorious and beautiful Train Stop 1. And this is where we will be supplying the fuel to our trains. like so. It just needs a little bit of power to do that. And this will need to request the coal. Ta-da! We have a fuel stop 1 now. It exists, and I can copy this thing. I'll go ahead and, in this case, copy the entire intersection and rail segments with it. Also, any train that is operating will go to that fuel stop. So that's fuel stop 1. This, I guess, could have its name changed. Our coal at fuel stop 1. And I need that blueprint added here. Technically, I need it in my blueprint book, but fine, whatever. Doesn't actually matter. What matters is getting this placed down at the other location for the fuel stop. All the way down here, so we have multiple fuel stops. Let's get going, because we have a bit of a distance that gets covered by our trains. It may or may not have noticed. So let us head on down right to where I have that marker for fuel stop. Right around here is good. Right there. Nanobots, do your nanobody goodness. I don't have enough rail. Now do I? No. No, I do not. Of course I do not. That waiting station is relevant just in case. Just in case. That thing. Oh, I apparently did have enough rail. Ah, right, because I'm holding onto rail. It's going to use it for my inventory now. I do not have the thingy set, the setting that keeps the requester request the same, though. R coal at fuel stop 1, 2. And yes, this needs to be fuel stop 1, not train stop 1. Fuel stop 1 is the name. Wow, that is... I am clearly tired and out of it this morning. / early afternoon. More coffee is required, I think. Alright, let's grab more mining drills. We must mine. Is it just me, or is that, like, real slow on the amount of stuff? I would have expected another, like, 200. Not this many. And it's not necessarily getting limited by the number of mining drills? No, it is limited by the number of mining drills. So you're saying I don't have enough iron. So I don't have enough iron, eh? Of course I don't have enough iron. I never have enough iron. Why would I ever have enough iron? So one thing I can do is, like, steal all of these and shove them into that chest so that I don't need to worry about it for a little while. A little while. Just, like, here, have these. Make things. Make lots of things. With your steel gear wheels, because we have the steel gear wheels, that's fine. It's just don't have enough of the other stuff, the regular mining drills to upgrade. 50, 60, 70, 80, 91. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's 3 things I can tap into. So, I didn't actually go and take care of that. Let's take care of that, too. Oh, hey, trains. I now need to be careful about where I drive my vehicle, because trains exist now and are operational along my lines. Alright, well, mine steerotite. That is the first on this agenda, on this to-do list. We can officially begin working the stuff on the to-do list now that I have all of these stations placed. Of course I didn't grab more rail. Why would I grab more rail? No, it's fine. I just wanted to make sure I place this here. I never did put that extra. Oh, I did. Good. Good. This is gonna have a little bit of a problem just because there's no U-turn. I want to actually probably upgrade this to a T intersection with a U-turn on it. I always have to remember that I have to manually do that. That is the #1 major complaint that I have of this Foundation Rail blueprint book. Is just the fact that it doesn't have built-in ability for U-turns on its intersections. I wish it could do U-turns more easily. The other blueprint book, the modular rail system, is designed in such a way that it has dedicated on-ramps and off-ramps, and it's built such that a train can go exit off the exit, or can leave the outpost and then go back around to the entrance. It's well designed from that respect. Oh, I didn't actually add proper signaling here, did I? Oops. Yes, the proper signaling is absolutely a thing to note. I need a signal there, and I need a signal there, and I need a chain here, here, and regular here. I need to do that at the other train stop too, but we'll be passing by at some point as I mine my stuffs. As I go over there to mine the crotinium and the rubite. Okay, that's that intersection complete. And those stops finished. Alright, welcome, Mr. Supply Steerotite for 1. And the depot for Steerotite for 1. I do hope I have a, yep, radar coverage on these guys. How is my power, by the way? Existent. Good. Good. Power exists. I can fit a lot of mining drills on this patch. I'm also going to limit to 1 set here, 30 per second for these, just so that I can tap into more stuff at the same time. And I will adjust my train cargo throughput accordingly. Speaking of trains and cargo, I'll actually need to get more of these. It's always difficult to tell which side is which, but I guess that's the correct way around. That's my one complaint about the crawler trains, is it's a little bit iffy on being able to tell which side is which. Also, I apparently am not carrying around much coal. Hello! Welcome. I am setting up trains today. And mining with my trains. I guess I'll just give it wood for now. This is Stereotyte. Supply into a depot with full cargo and circuit condition. And thank you so much for the follow. I'm going to limit those wagons to 1 stack each, so that it doesn't take forever to do stuff. This will be the Stereotyte crystals. There we go. And off we go, because I need to grab a bit of that coal from the fuel stop right over here. There's good reason I put this fuel stop here. It's my coal on demand. I can just go over and grab loads of fuel. Speaking of loads of fuel, have some fuel, car. Enjoy a bit of fuel as we go. And I guess mine Bobmonium, because it's right across the street from us, right across the rail. Get those placed there. The supply stations. This, of course, is the supply for Bobmonium, or 1. And the depot for Bobmonium ore. The first and maybe last of the depots. Get that mining going there. And I should have at least 30 more of the mining drills to tap into that Gibbolite right below us. So I have mined Stereotyte. That much has now happened. I will need to get another locoist of locomotives. Limit to a single line of stuff. Have some coal. Bob. S2D. Full cargo and circuit condition. Go, do your magic. Speaking of doing its magic, you are doing your magic. Good. Good. Wonderful and magnificent. Let's get more supplies. Time for supplies. I need to grab whatever I can of the mining drills that have been made, as well as whatever I can of the... everything. Everything! I could use some more rail, as well as... gosh, it was on my mind. Trains, yeah, trains. Locomotive plus wagons. Hello, locomotives and wagons. I'll stick some of it in my vehicle. Okay. More rail. More! And how am I doing on signals? More. Mower. There. That is better. Better. Not the best, but better. And off we go. Let us mine some gibbolite. Actually, that is next on the list because it's right down here. And once we mine all these things, it'll be time to process them. Oh joy, oh bliss. You need to have a U-turn. For now. For now. U-turns are nice to have. Alright. Hello, thing. Wish I built it so that the rail loader was a little bit closer, but oh well. Yeah, I think I'm going to build this way. Glorious artisanal reskins here. As a reminder, that's what we're using for all this recoloration. Get this belt line going. Glorious Jivolite. Let's see, I need to, again, limit to 1. Add some fuel. You are... Hey, I gave this the proper names already. Supply and depot. Full cargo and circuit condition. You can do your thing. Hmm? 30, yes, 30. Oh, right. I haven't been taking into account the mining time. Mining time. Very, very, very important. I'm not actually getting 30 off of the stereotype here. I'm not actually getting 30 off of the bobmonium here. I'm actually getting less than 15 off the bobmonium here. Just because mining time is a thing. And this here with the Jivolite mining time is a thing. I'm only getting half as much as I would otherwise get off of a sapphirite patch. So, mining of Jivolite is done initially. This is why I need a lot of mining drills, and I need to continue to upgrade the mining drills, because that mining time is going to vastly impact the amount of stuff we have access to. Also, I do need to make sure that I set up the source priorities for Jivolite, as well as for bobmonium. I think that's what I have at this point. Don't have the rubite and crotinium yet. We are about to set both of those up. And I have how many more mining drills? More than 60, so I do have enough to tap both of these. And so that I don't forget, I'm going to tell myself right now that I need to adjust the doohickeys, the signals, on my fuel stop that is up here. So this fuel stop coming up on the rails here needs to have additional signals added so that it's efficient in how it operates. Otherwise, there can be problems. There can be many problems. So, right in here, I need to add a standard rail signal over there. A standard rail signal right in there, and I need to change that to a chain, and that to add a chain there. And now we're all signaled properly. All done and proper. Let's get more mining set up. We're about 8 minutes from the regularly scheduled break. That should be plenty of time to get this Crotinium and Rubite set up. And then we crush. Set up right about there. Oops. Vehicle. This has 250, so this is the same as Bobmonium in terms of the stuff and things. Ooh, do I have enough? Yes, barely. Barely have enough underground belt. Okay. Vehicle. Power. Limited wagons. And fuel. Supply depot. Full cargo. Circuit condition. Do your thing. Add the Protinium. By the way, Crotinium, I've always had a problem with Crotinium because Crotinium looks very, very, very similar to the silicon ore. I've always had an issue with Crotinium and silicon being way too similar in color. Apparently silver is also quite similar to silicon. That's gonna be fun, I guess. We have mined Crotinium. At this point, I need to pay very close attention to the power draw. Oh boy. Yeah, I was mentioning a thing about power. Oh god, stuff. Forest. The trees. Oh my, the trees. Can I make termite ammo? I need like all the termite ammo. I usually add in a trees rocks only blueprint. That will clear me a path, ideally. Clear the path! Clear the path! I need a path! Come on, nanobots. I know I have the ammo for you. It's just gonna keep adding tons of units of wood, though, to my inventory. That's the downside of using the standard nanobot ammo, constructor ammo, to get rid of trees, is it gives you the wood. Using the termite ammo, you do not get the wood, but it is much, much more efficient at destroying the things. Yes, I could have just gone completely around. But I don't care. We did it. We did the thing. Okay. Rubite. Rubite has a 200% mining time. So this will be 15. This is the same as the Givelite, actually, on its mining time. I think I want this down, feeding in the bottom one. Enjoy the Rubite. Thingy, thingy, thingy. Limit, limit. I don't have a radar. So sad. I need to rename. Supply Rubite for 1. Depot Rubite for 1. Supply Depot. Red. Full cargo. Circuit condition. And you can do your thing now. And that's what I wanted to avoid. Yeah, this is why I wanted to have that with a 3-way intersection. Yeah. That's exactly why. So let's get in the vehicle, because the vehicle has my rail. My glorious rail. So that doesn't have to happen again. And define the priority for Rubite ore. That should be 7 items. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. We have mined the things. Now I need more power. Need more power. As I was anticipating. Okay. More power. What am I going to do to get more power? Well, I need to make some stuff. Some, steam engines. Clearly. I've got a few of the Mark II boilers, I thought. Yeah, I have 6 Mark II boilers. I can temporarily overcome my needs by using this, but unfortunately, with no seconds left, we have reached the halfway point for the stream, so I am going to get over here to my mall so that I can tackle this more power situation soon. Soon! Rather than later, because we are officially producing insufficient amounts of power for the base's needs. Get that alt mode back on. Yeah, I need a bit more power, which means I need to grab steel for stuff and things, but for this moment in time, we have reached the halfway point. For those of you watching the VODs on YouTube, thank you so very much for watching. This will end this video off here. For those watching live, I will be back in a few minutes after my break. I will see you soon.